There's actually a dangerous situation that's been developing for this atmospheric river in California, and we've had reports already of some trees down and power outages to thousands of customers. But in Monterey County, the Office of Emergency Management has actually urged residents to prepare for at least 2 weeks. Because of this storm, they want you to have enough essential supplies to shelter for at least 2 weeks. The reason is this area in Monterey County, this is an area where you had portions of the highway have mudslides and were unpassable. And so within the January and February atmospheric river storms, they were basically stuck. Let's talk to Nick Pasculli. He is joining us. He's the Communications Director for Monterey County. First of all, Nick, what a rough storm you're up against. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes, we are. Our Department of Emergency Services has activated our Emergency Operations Center, which is the coordination hub for all emergency services throughout the county of Monterey. And we've been activated. We will be activated at the highest level as of today, and we are in 24-hour operation. So I would say we are very prepared.
This past Monday, when you put out the alert saying get your essential supplies, but you said also make sure you're prepared for 2 weeks. It sounded kind of extreme. Does it look like that will be necessary, that people need to be prepared to shelter for 2 weeks?
Well, we're concerned mostly about those folks on the Big Sur coastline, which, as you know, the Scenic Highway 1 has been prone to mudslides. But we have a lot of other priorities and concerns today as river levels continue to rise throughout the county. Monterey County is a large rural county. The city of Monterey is mostly tourist and hospitality, and the city of Salinas is mostly agricultural. But they're large cities. We have an issue with the Pajaro River that we're watching very, very closely, which could impact the community of Pajaro. We're urging people in the Pajaro area to take protective measures to protect their property and their lives right now. We're watching that situation closely. And then secondarily, we are very concerned about the Carmel River as of this morning, because river water levels are rising faster than the models that we've been watching from the National Weather Service.
It's such a beautiful area of the country. You hate to see it become so vulnerable like this. Water basically coming in every direction, out of the rivers, off the mountains, into the valleys, and then the rain just slamming in with these big winds. For folks who might be worried, some of the residents who've thought about this, I mean, part of this messaging really is to protect them, because we saw what happened with the San Bernardino County mountain situation, and folks were stuck there and they hadn't planned to be stuck. Is this more precautionary, or do you think there will be some cases where these threats do materialize and people will need to be prepared for that longer period of time?
I mean, I think preparation is always the key. And you know, every government agency that's involved in disaster relief, nonprofits that are involved in disaster relief, local governments are always talking about preparation, because, you know, things do happen, the eventuality of actual events happening. And so there is a very great likelihood that we are going to see some impacts on people's daily lives in the coming hours and days. And people need to be prepared right now to protect themselves and to protect their property.
We appreciate the work you're doing there in Monterey County to make sure everyone stays safe during the storm. Thanks for joining us, Nick Pasculli, and keep us up to speed. If there's any news or information that we can share here on Fox Weather, we will be prepared to do that. I'm Amy Freeze. Welcome to Fox Weather's YouTube page. We have more great videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all things weather.